So to start with, I just wanted to know briefly about more about Strata Geosystems.
Hi Karthik, thanks for the call. So just wanted to give you a quick brief. Strata is a GB with Glenraven Group, which is a global leader in technical textiles.
Right.
So in India, we started very early on when technical textiles was a very nascent sector with the sole focus to manufacture geosynthetics. Now the promotion of geosynthetics at that time, I'm talking about something in early 2004. So that time, geosynthetics was not very well known, but after a lot of effort in promoting this, doing demonstrations, getting through approvals, codal provisions, now geosynthetics is much more widely known, and our products are now in fact being sold all over the world.
Right. So, which are the major products from Strata Geosystems, and what are the distinguishing characteristics of these products?
So geosynthetics consists of a very wide basket of products, and they're used in different applications. Some of the key products sold globally consist of geotextiles, geogrids, and geomembranes. When I say geosynthetics, I mean these are synthetic products made of polymers, polyesters, polyethylenes, which are used to replace natural materials, which are used for construction activities. So I can use geotextiles in place of aggregate, which are used for drainage facilities during in construction. So there are different type of products catering to different applications. Now, all of these products, based on their criticality, they have different technical properties, which make them useful for that. Now, as far as our products, we manufacture geogrids. We are the largest in India for geogrids. And, we have been doing this for the last 2 decades in India, and we understand the need. So what we've done to distinguish certain properties, we have made our geogrids, which are the widest in the world, probably. We knit it wider than anybody. That helps in the installation process, helps in reducing overlaps, helps in many other properties. And we have introduced very high stress strain values. Now that's a technical term, but the benefit is tremendous as far as our applications are concerned.
Okay. So, how do you think is the company meeting the challenges of the market's demands right now?
See, as infra projects become more demanding, and our products are used for civil engineering, right? So we are using this in construction. Every year we are pushing the limits of designs. We keep trying to make designs more optimized using different technologies and softwares. So the design standards are changing. Now we need to keep making and upgrading our products to cater to these design standards. The more we learn about how these designs are done and how these products are used, we can further find these properties in the product. So over the years, whatever we've learned, we decided to upgrade our product line, and we expanded our capacity early in in 2018-19. When we did that, we introduced a new technology for coating, a new processing technology for knitting. We used 245-inch knitting machines, which are very wide, normally not very easily used in the industry. And all of these offered tremendous technical benefits to our products. So these changes, the product per se fundamentally will remain very consistent over the years. But is this improvement in technology at very finer level will really make a big difference in how we cater to the new demands.
So, as you know, modernization and automation is increasing across industries. So, what is the significance for this at Strata Geosystems?
See, hopefully we would like to consider ourselves quite progressive and very firmly believe in constant improvements. When we set up a new plant in Delhi in 2019, we had a very, very clear objective that we want to make this one of the best plants in the world for geogrids, make it as modern as possible using all the technology that we can attain in this scenario. We brought in automated material handling systems. We brought in sensor-based inventory management systems. There are digital monitoring parameters on all our machines. One of the key requirements in our industry for geosynthetics is traceability. You should be able to trace a product all the way back to its original source raw material, and we have to maintain this traceability for a period of 20 years. Because when our products are used in the field and we design for 100 years of usage, when, like for example, in a bridge, we will be asked to provide data on the product at any given time. So now we needed to provide a very strong system of, we had very strong quality control systems. Our reporting system and data tracking system is very, very well mechanized and automated. And COVID-19 has further reinforced our plans to digitize. Apart from manufacturing, we do construction in India for infra projects, mainly reinforced soil walls for bridges, and we have around 40 sites working in national highway regions. So COVID-19 has sort of made us realize that this is the only step forward. There is no other way now. And we have set up more better collaboration in all our offices and sites, digital document management systems. So, we believe in just going forward with as much automation as is feasible.
Right. So the company, as you know, the last year they opened a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility in Delhi.
Yeah.
I wanted to know more information about about this plant, about this manufacturing unit.
See, the Haley plant. So to give you a background, we were earlier manufacturing out of a smaller facility in Daman that was operational for more than 10 years at that time. Now, in technical textiles, as with any other manufacturing, it's essential that we achieve scalability, where our production levels at such a high level, where our cost levels are very optimized. The challenge in technical textiles is that it's the demand is very niche when you compare it to regular tech. So in our case, it took a long time, almost a decade, to get the demand to such a level where we were in a position to scale our manufacturing.
Right.
Without this scale, it's very difficult to compete on the global scenario. So the Delhi plant for us was achieving that milestone, where we had enough demand within the country, where we were able to set up new markets outside India, globally, where we are supplying materials. And to achieve that goal, we set up this factory where we tripled our manufacturing capacity. We upgraded our machines. So we have a proprietary coating machine over here, which was designed internally. We have very wide knitting machines, as I've mentioned very earlier, state-of-the-art systems. So all of this is helping us, A, get scalability, B, get a very good cost structure on our product so that we can compete on a global level. And this has really helped us, in the current scenario, in the economic environment today, this has really helped us sustain.
Okay. So, so right now we've got two facilities, Daman and Delhi, right?
That's right.
Despite technical textiles being called as the next sunrise sector, nothing much has been happening in the technical textiles field, except for there was recently during the budget there was some impetus given to the technical textiles. So, do you think the government is giving enough impetus to the technical textiles industry?
So let me break up that question in two stages. One, is there a recognition for technical textiles within the government circles? I feel yes, there is. They understand the importance of technical textiles. They see this as a big growth sector for India, not only from an internal consumption, but majorly for exports. So yes, there is very sound recognition across the highest levels that we've dealt with. Now, the second part is the government doing something tangible for technical textiles? So this is where the challenge arises. Technical textiles, you have the textile industry, which is the manufacturing side, and then you have the consuming industry, the user industry, which varies in a very broad level. So, for example, in our geosynthetics, our customers and our user industry are all infrastructure ministries, are all construction sites, contractors. Their awareness and knowledge of geosynthetics and technical textiles is very, very limited. Similarly, for any other sector, if I look at technical like hygiene or medical. Medical has become very much in demand this day.
Right.
The
Right.
importance of medical sector, now you can understand the importance of medical textiles in this scenario. But till date, this wasn't given that much impetus. So where I feel the gap is happening is, while there is a will to really grow technical textiles, the demand is not growing, because that's
Right.
where ministerial push, interministerial agencies have to be formed. The textile ministry has to liaise with MORTH, the highways ministry or ports ministry, and emphasize on them to use geosynthetics and technical textiles in their
Right.
projects.
Right.
This kind of push will make a big difference, and once that demand comes in, then scaling manufacturing is not very challenging.
So there is a lack of awareness.
Just to sort of summarize, I'm sorry, Karthik, just to summarize, I would say that demand creation is more important than looking at the supply side.
Right. So does your company have any plans to expand or diversify into other products?
We do. So we, as a company, we are very growth oriented and we are very aggressive in our strategy. We were, now this is obviously with COVID-19, this entire conversation changes. But pre-COVID-19, we were actively planning to diversify our product portfolio more into just looking at different geosynthetic products only, not venturing out of geosynthetics.
Right.
And also we had a very aggressive plan to bag a higher market share within our existing market space for geogrids and other products. But now, with COVID-19, the entire dynamic has changed now. We were almost on the verge of finalizing another expansion, but as of now, we put that on hold. We feel that while we are very comfortable in the long run as far as the demand is concerned, we just want to wait and watch as to when this demand stabilizes, when the global economic market and scenario improves, sentiment improves, and then we would immediately get started with the expansion plans.
So
on the short term, I would say this has pushed us back maybe by 8 months to a year.
8 months, I understood. Yeah. So speaking about the COVID and its impact, now it has been more than a month for the lockdown. How it has impacted the business of Strata?
So look, I think it's impacted everyone in the country, bar none. Considering our fixed overhead, so as I said earlier, we have two divisions. We manufacture geosynthetics, and we also have a big construction division which builds these structures on infra projects. So as such, our fixed overheads, our manpower, we have large numbers, and that's definitely a big cost factor. And the bigger challenge for us is more on the timing of the lockdown. So construction is very seasonal. Once the rains start coming in by June, most of the construction work stops.
Right.
So the months of March, April, May, just before the monsoons, are peak construction months where everybody is really going hammer and tongs and completing a site. And the lockdown started in April, which is one of our biggest months. So that's going to hurt us even more in the long run. And then we feel that as soon as the lockdown sort of tapers off, we will enter into our monsoon season. So anyways, another 3 months will get washed out.
So will labor shortage will be a challenge for your Strata?
Yes, it is definitely. I think so. We, as per government directives, we were holding back all our site laborers, our workers, all our staff, wherever they were. We were making sure that they were well looked after. But the moment it was announced that migrant labor can go back to their home states, a lot of people have started leaving sites because now it's legally allowed to do so. So that's become a major challenge. Even though we are asking people to stay back at higher costs, also in fact, but just because of this rush to go back, a lot of people are leaving. And then again, at a later stage, once we want to accelerate the construction, bringing more labor will always be a bigger challenge, because again, transportation will become a challenge. Availability of people will definitely be a big issue.
So right now, has the production been completely stopped or like 30%?
Yeah. So That was a very small silver lining, because the Ministry of Home Affairs classified construction, specifically road construction, as an essential activity.
Yeah.
So we have been asked by all our clients and the government departments to restart our supplies and our construction work. So as a result, we restarted our factory around 8 to 10 days back, after receiving permissions from the local authorities. And two of our construction sites have started where they've been classified under green zones.
So
again, due to different shortages, different issues on different locations, this is still at a very cursory level.
That's understood. So have you recalibrated your growth plans due to COVID?
Absolutely. I mean, sitting at home does give you a lot of time to think about this, but we have done that. We are finalizing forecasts for the next few years, considering different scenarios, best case, worst case, different scenarios typically, and we're definitely gearing up for it. We see major risk factors. As far as the number one risk factor, as with everyone, is health and safety. We have to ensure that our team members are all protected, and we are trying to go the extra mile to make sure that happens. And the second biggest issue is, apart from loss in demand, is maintaining supply chains. We have in our upstream and downstream chains, we are trying to make sure that we either have enough cover or stock for any disruption. Even if there is one incident in one company who is part of our supply chain, it'll be very disruptive. So, in this scenario, how do you plan for that? How long can you plan for it? So those are the kind of questions that we're trying to address and set up our strategy accordingly.
So maintaining safety will also be one of the challenges for the company.
Yes.
Safety of the employees
is the number one challenge. It's paramount. There's no questions about it.
Right. So thanks, Gautam. I'm done with my questions. Do you want to add anything else apart from this?
See, I just feel that specifically speaking for our sector, which is geosynthetics and technical textiles, we feel that the infrastructure projects will take off. As long as the government push is there and they help removing the major hurdles. Increasing public spending is the only way the government can actually start reviving economy.
Right.
So public expenditure in the form of projects, construction projects, and other systems, other capital asset expenditure plans will definitely be a big focus area for the government. So I feel that in the long run, as far as our sector is concerned, we will be able to sustain and in fact come out shining after maybe 1 or 2 years.